Hey, Back to Basics. This is Julie, your at least occasional vlogger. And even though a lot of people might not find this topic interesting, I really actually do find it interesting because I think that everybody's kind of different when it comes to, and I need to apologize ahead of time for my appearance. Many of my close friends in Back to Basics know that I just moved from South America, and I'm in process of moving to Africa, and I'm going to be in the United States for a couple of months. So I'm currently here in the United States, which is great. Yay, I get to be back home again. It's cold here. I'm used to the heat of South America. But that said, I apologize for my appearance. I haven't had time to focus on my appearance, and so anyway, here I am, and you get me with wonderful looking hair, no makeup, and my wonderful teacher glasses. So here we go. So I think today's, a lot of people might not find, how we eat and what we eat all that interesting. I actually find it interesting because I'm not quite sure if I eat like the way a normal weight loss surgery patient eats, and so I'm sorry if this will be a little rambly for me because I find this extremely interesting. And of course, talking about how I eat kind of occupies a lot of my thought processes too, because I think about it a lot too. All right, so this is based off of basic rules that everybody should follow, I guess, or at least basic weight loss surgery rules. And the basic weight loss surgery rules, well, you should fill your pouch, whatever your pouch is. I don't have a pouch. I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy, so it's I like it to call it a banana stomach or a banana tummy. So mine's not a pouch, not even like a pouch. I mean, it's still a stomach in the sense that nothing stops except for the fact that I get full very fast. So fill a pouch, I'm going to call it /stomach. No snacking. You should keep your pouch filled with solids, no liquids, 15 minutes before or after. And you should have protein. And your enemies of keeping your weight off, or your enemies of this whole journey, are high calorie and liquid cheats, shakes, I guess. And you need to eat at least 3 meals. Well, let's be honest here, huh? Okay. So here are my questions for me, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to just put it out there. And please don't send me hate mail, because you know what? I'm almost 4 years out, and this has kind of worked for me, so please. Okay, so please, first of all, everyone should know everybody's journey is different. How we all eat and how we end up all figuring it all out in the end. And I really think this is true. When we're talking about how we eat, saying that one person is perfect and the other person is not, whether you're drinking soda, chewing gum, drinking out of a straw, God, all of that stuff that I worried about at the beginning. I don't worry about stuff, and I'll get to it. But remember, every one of us is a human being, and we are all different, and we are created differently, and we should celebrate the differences. And I'm going to answer these honestly and tell you how I've kept off 140 pounds, more or less. I say more or less because I'm 5 pounds from 140 pounds right now. But more or less how I've kept it off, and what's worked for me eating-wise. I'm not going to say that this is the Bible. I just read you the Bible rules. And I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't follow all those rules. And I don't feel bad about it either, because this works for me. And I'm not telling you to follow it, but I am giving you information, and I'm very excited. I haven't had time to go on the internet, to be perfectly honest. So, I'm telling you what works for me. I don't want you to think that this will work for you. I think that if you are starting out, you should follow the rules, because you don't have guidelines otherwise. I'm coming up on 4 years out in a couple of months, and I figured stuff out. And I figured out what works for me and what doesn't. And you're going to hear it. And some things work fine for other people, and they don't work well for me. And that's great, and I'm happy that they work well for them. I've accepted that my body is different than everybody else's, and we all have to come to that. But when you're first out, follow the rules, do what your doctor says, do what your nutritionist says, and then, after a while, you're going to figure it out too. So, all right, now that I got my disclaimer done with, all right, my questions are, get your glasses on. Do I eat until full? Usually. I have to do this because I can't see. It's like reading and then not seeing. Usually. Sometimes. I'm going to say sometimes because for some reason I get grossed out by food. And I don't know what it is. It's not the taste because the taste is fine. I get nauseated very easily. And I don't know if I have a super small stomach. I don't know what it is, honestly. I'd love to hear from more VSG people. But I get nauseated super fast and still can only eat 3 to 4 ounces of protein, period. And so do I eat until full? Sometimes. I will eat when I am, until I'm nauseated. That's, and I'm not saying nauseated as in I'm going to throw up, but the idea of eating makes me nauseated. Please don't tell me I'm anorexic. I'm really not. I'm like, currently I'm on the charts as overweight. So, don't tell me I'm anorexic or I'm eating like I'm anorexic. I'm not. Please don't tell. Anyway, I generally feel nausea, okay? Do I know when I'm full? Yes. When I do eat, when I'm full, until I'm full, I get a little hiccup, and apparently that's, from what I understand from people with a VSG, and I think RNY, I'm not sure, but at least with VSG, I know that people with a VSG, that's a common thing, is a little hiccup, and then I'm like, done. If I eat after that hiccup, I will get acid reflux. So there's no way in hell you're going to catch me. If I can eat past, if I don't get nausea and I can eat to the hiccup, I will not eat past it because the acid reflux is a killer. Because I don't have much of a stomach. All right. Do I measure and weigh my food? Good question. I've lately been, for the past couple of months, doing Whole30. Thanks, Pam, for showing it to me. I love you. Pam Walker. I have been, until 2 months ago, a fanatic about weighing and measuring my food. Fanatic. Because even 4 years out, my eye will trick me, and I had been. I'm currently doing this Whole30 program. You can find it on Whole30, WHOLE 30.org. It's kind of paleo diet, but so I've always been kind of low carbish, but I'm cutting dairy out, basically, I'm taking the low carb and then cutting the dairy out. So I had been doing the weighing and measuring like a fanatic person, and it was okay. It worked okay. It was fine for a good, I'm enjoying where I am right now, put it that way. Number 3, guidelines. Do I follow the guidelines from my doctor and nutritionist? I got nothing. I had to rely on the weight loss surgery community, and that's fine. And I followed everything that they said for me to do, that their doctors and nutritionists were telling them to do. I have not had soda in 4 years prior to my surgery. 4 years. Drinking out of a straw, I kind of was like, that's kind of dumb, and I did that. Chewing gum, I've chewed gum a couple of times. I know people that have like these weird things from their doctors at least 4 years ago. This is what we were told. No gum, no straws, no soda. I have still not drunk soda, and it's a good thing. Whether or not people can survive on no soda or drinking soda, that's fine. I just don't think that it's a good thing. I think some chemical foods are evil, and that's one I count among the evil. So I got no guidelines at all. Everything that I do, I kind of cobbled together from really good people who have come before me, who have told me, given me their words of wisdom, and I followed them, and I got good results. And I do need to say this, that if you ask for advice from somebody who's been there and done that, don't blow them off, because they usually know what they're talking about. So I followed my predecessors, and they were wise men and women, and I appreciate all their help. Do I have an appetite? Sometimes. It depends on how much I exercise. I'm currently in my exercise clothes and my exercise gloriness right here. So my husband and I went walking for an hour and a half today, and I was hungry for lunch. So it depends on the amount of exercise I get in. If I am kind of sedentary, and I'm not burning, because I do protein-based eating, and I try to get as much fish and low-calorie protein, but low-calorie, high-protein foods in as I can. So a lot of fish, a lot of chicken. If I eat really well protein, if I'm eating my protein and getting that all in, I can go for hours. And it sounds terrible to say that, but if I'm not sedentary, if I'm like doing stuff and constantly on the go, I will get hungry. But it is a pain. The hunger is not this. It is a pain in my stomach that it gets me very crabby. And I get crabby, not, desiring food. It's a different thing. So, so do I have an appetite? Yes, sometimes. It depends on how much I exercise. Or do I eat because I have to? Usually that is the case. I'm a teacher. We're not all that active when we're teaching. And so if usually I am eating because I have to. I remind myself, it is now lunchtime, you must now eat. So that's usually the deal. I usually have to remind myself. Question 5. Am I successful not drinking on the meals? Now remember I said that I don't follow all the rules. This is where I don't follow the rules. And I'm sorry. You can lecture me about the rules and lecture me about the liquids. I like to drink water. I like, because I can't chew everything. And so I drink water while I eat. And I know it's not good. And I know I shouldn't. But I do it. And I don't think that I'm going to go back. I don't feel that I do a lot of shoving my food down my stomach, because that's basically why they don't want you to drink water before and afterwards, is they don't want the water to shove the food down through your pouch or your stomach, so that you're not absorbing the nutrients. It's just going right into your digestive system. I don't think I do that. I do it to get my mouth watered, so I'm not too dry. How do I maintain the ability to feel like I want to eat, and to avoid grazing? how do I maintain, oh, how do I maintain, not the ability to eat, how do I maintain, I can't read my own handwriting, how do I maintain the feeling of fullness and avoid grazing? I eat a ton of protein all the time. Protein first. I will always order something high in protein if I'm out. I will always eat something high in protein at home. I eat that first, and then I go to vegetables, and then I go to fruit. And I, of course, am currently not avoiding man-made carbs like bread and stuff like that, and any processed crapola, which I think it deserves that name, is processed. I'm avoiding it. Now, this is another thing is, okay, so Julie, you're really, it sounds like you're super strict. Not. I actually had a piece of pie today. Why? Because I was in a local diner here in Wisconsin, and they had homemade pies, cherry and rhubarb. Haven't had a cherry and rhubarb pie 3-4 years. And so there are going to be times you're over at somebody's house, you see the cherry rhubarb pie that you haven't had in 3 or 4 years. A piece of pie is not going to kill me. It's the killing, the way I eat, the way I take care of myself is not eating the cherry rhubarb pie for every single meal and every single day thereafter. One piece of pie on one day is not going to give me, sorry, my parents' phone. One piece of pie is not going to make or break me. It's the everyday kind of stuff. Last December, I was in that eating Christmas cookie and Christmas kind of stuff every day and, gained 20 pounds. So you can do that. And it's, let me tell you, it's not worth it. It's taken me 4 months to get rid of it. So what you can put on in 3 weeks will take you four months to get off. So those are the answers to my questions. Woo, 17 minutes. I'm so sorry. Did not mean to go that long. But I kind of get excited about this, and I can hardly wait to see everybody else's videos. And I hope I didn't, I hope I answered it the way everybody was kind of going for it, and I didn't misunderstand the question. So take care, everybody. This is Julie, and I hope you guys have a spectacular day. And I will see you next time. Bye.